and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Heavy Metal Music Theory. What you just heard was the intro riff to Slayer's Raining Blood. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Raining Blood by Slayer, probably one of their most famous tracks ever. Slayer's known for using the most unusual chord and scale patterns. They don't really subscribe to a traditional key in the sense that Iron Maiden pretty much runs on the key of E minor. These guys are more loosely rooted in one key, but then the notes they use tend to belong from outside of the key, and Kerry King has actually mentioned that they pull from a lot of notes not in the scale. So I'm just going to go through this real quick. Raining Blood is loosely rooted in the key of E minor, but some of the notes involved kind of give you the impression that it could also be rooted in E Phrygian dominant. So I'm going to put up the notes of E minor up here so you can see them. And then down here, I'm going to drop the notes of E Phrygian dominant. And we're just going to go through the tones used in that intro section. The first note is the E, which is the root. There's also an F, which comes from the Phrygian dominant scale. And then there's an F sharp, which comes from the E minor scale. Moving along to the G sharp, or A flat, depending on how you want to spell it. I'm going to choose the G sharp spelling because we're in E. It just makes more sense. So we're going to go with the G sharp, which is the major third. That's the Phrygian dominant note that makes that scale so awesome in conjunction with the F, because you have essentially a step and a half right there. Excuse me. We also have an A, which would be the 4 in E minor. And then there's a B and a B flat. Now the B is just the 5th, and the B flat is, of course, the diminished 5th, also known as flat 5 or the tritone. So Slayer is making use of one of rock's greatest scales, the E minor scale, but they're infusing notes from the E Phrygian dominant mode or scale. And those notes, of course, would be the flat 2 and the F, the G sharp as the major third, and also, for added demonic color, the tritone, the B flat. So there you have it, guys. If you want to compose evil riffs, just take a simple scale like E minor, throw in a flat 2, throw in a flat 5, come up with some edgy rhythms, and you got yourself one hell of a metal track. If anybody has any questions, comments, likes, subscribes, please drop them below. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.